Over the last year, the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure has employed approximately 586 contractors on over 1,261 projects with an overall value of $1,588,631,639.39. These contractors are employed under various units of the ministry, including the Highways Division, the Bridges, Landslips and Traffic Management Division, and the Programme for Upgrading Roads Efficiency, or PURE. PURE has been continuously providing quality infrastructure aimed at reducing stress, improving productivity, and saving commuters time. PURE uses groundbreaking methods to get the job done: cold in-place recycling for milling and paving of roads, as well as a lightweight, portable, efficient system of bridge building known as Bridge in a Backpack, are two technologically advanced methods employed by PURE.
Hello viewers, Taromi, Lourdes, Joseph here, welcoming you to another episode of WeTV, making a difference in your community. Thank you for joining us here on CTV for another jam-packed episode. Tonight, we are exploring the program for Upgrading Roads Efficiency Unit, better known as PURE. So let's get right to it. Reagan, take it away.
Okay, welcome to PURE.
Thank you.
We will give you a journey showing all the projects that we are doing here at this unit.
Awesome, let's go.
It is an extremely busy environment right now. Lots of work being done right here at the Arouca River, and I'm standing with Mr. Hayden Phillip, who's the director of PURE, the program for the upgrading of roads efficiency. Hayden, thanks for joining us again.
There's no problem.
So just in case anyone never got it before, what does PURE do?
Okay, PURE is a unit of the Ministry of Works Highways Division. We are a project management and design organization. So in other words, PURE does all its own designs, all its own project management, all its own project supervision. So even this project we are on, all the designs were done in-house, all the project management and supervision in-house.
Hayden, in terms of us better understanding what PURE has been doing over the past few years, give us some examples.
Okay, well, over the past few years, let's say the past 4 years as a matter of fact, we would have done over 1,500 projects, with over 1,000 kilometers of roadway. This would include 22 bridges. We have this bridge here, we have the Dabadi Bridge, and all over the country, most of the new bridges. Okay, and we also had 3 walkovers, Maloney, Oropone. We just did the one at CHARLIEVILLE. So it's like 22 bridges and all, and the key thing for the country was 150 landslips. And landslips meaning retaining walls, retaining structures, whatever. Because that is how we keep the communities linked. That's how we keep our roadway open. So landslip part of our program is very important. And we would have done almost 150 landslips approximately.
Give me like a round the park number in terms of cost. What did this cost?
The landslip would have been cost almost $800 million. And the total of the 1,500 odd projects, we're looking at about $3.5 billion.
Thank you so much, Hayden Phillip of PURE. He's the director of PURE. We're at the Arouca Bridge, right next to Trinity Mall. Lots of work happening here. More for you coming up next. We have Sherraine Alexander, who is the project engineer at PURE. Hi Sherraine, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, let's get straight to it. Firstly, we're dealing with the bridge. What work is being done on it?
Okay, well right now we are reconstructing the Arouca River Bridge, which is technically the B1 and 14 on the Churchill Roosevelt Highway. On the eastbound, we are reconstructing the bridge, and on the westbound, where we have completed the widening of the bridge to accommodate a shoulder. Previously, on the westbound, we had only 3 lanes with no shoulder, and that was a bit safety hazard. So we have widened the bridge on that side, so now we have 3 full lanes and a shoulder. And what we also did, we lengthened the turning lane into Trinity Mall. So the lane is twice as long as it was before. So the westbound works have been completed, and right now we are just trying to complete the eastbound bridge. Now on the eastbound side here, what you notice is that we have constructed the bridge in 2 phases. Of course, so that we don't have to close the highway and have 2 lanes of traffic traveling at all times. And the new bridge is actually wider and taller than the old bridge. So if you know that, in every year we tend to have a little flooding in Trinity Mall under heavy, heavy rainfall. And by widening the bridge and making it taller, we have increased the hydraulic capacity beneath the bridge, and therefore we hope that flooding will be a thing of the past.
It's fantastic. You pretty much just summed everything up. What safety precautions are being taken in terms of pedestrians of the area? Because we have the Orapun housing development. How is the work here that's being done accommodating them in any way?
Well, when we are finished, we're going to have 3 full lanes and a full shoulder, very wide, so that pedestrians can safely walk along the way. And during construction, if you notice, we've constructed temporary pedestrian access across the river so that pedestrians are safely crossing the river and through the work zone.
Thanks so much to Sherraine Alexander, project engineer Pure. Lots more to come. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Reagan, for those insightful interviews. It's always good to know a bit about all the work that goes into building a bridge. Now, let's take a quick break. WeTV will be right back.
Now that the bridge built, this new bridge, it's wider and people driving through it freely. Before, the cars used to be so close that sometimes they knock out each other mirror and things.
Lots of accidents.
Yeah, so now that it widened and the sidewalks, it's much safer for the people and the drivers.
Well, the bridge here in Garden Village was basically it was of an inconvenience because it's a bridge that was over almost 100 years old, and with this new development right now, I think it's a good thing that come to the village. It's more presentable, it's more accommodating, and we here, the people of Garden Village, we do really appreciate what this government have really done for us.
Welcome back to WeTV, making a difference in your community. We are giving you some insight on the Pure unit and meeting some of the people behind the projects. Now it's back to Reagan, who is with project engineer Jevan Stephen, who updates us on how the ministry is working to alleviate traffic in Valencia.
We're standing on a road that will soon be opened linking Antigua Road here in Valencia to the Eastern Main Road, and I'm standing with project engineer Jevan Stephen. Jevan, how are you doing?
I'm all right.
Firstly, tell us how is the project coming along?
Not too bad. Right now we have more or less completed all of the roadworks, and currently we have 2 bridges being constructed, one over the Ripo River and one over the Valencia River, and that work is currently ongoing.
There is a lot of traffic on the Eastern Main Road in Valencia on a daily basis. How is this road supposed to help?
Correct. For anyone who traverses the Eastern Main Road in the vicinity of Valencia would be well aware of the congestion that is experienced on a daily basis. Coming from the west, it backs up as far as Antigua Road, and similarly if you're approaching from San Grande to Valencia, there's a lot of traffic as well. So the intent of the project really was to create an alternative access for those motorists wishing to access San Grande, Manzanilla, and those communities further eastward who no longer wish to traverse through the Valencia town centre. So we created this bypass road so that if you have to go to those locations, you no longer have to pass through the town centre.
Thanks so much, Jevan Stephen of Pure. He's a project engineer, one of the persons responsible for the opening of Barbuda Road, which will link Antigua Road to the Eastern Main Road in Valencia. What do you think about the Valencia traffic?
Outrageous.
Now, there's a link road linking Antigua Road to the Eastern Main Road. What do you think about that?
Well, I ain't tried yet. Quite didn't open yet.
Do you think it will alleviate traffic though?
Somehow, yes.
What do you think about the Valencia traffic and about the soon-to-be open link road from that links Antigua Road to the Eastern Main Road?
Well, we hope that when they do open, it will alleviate some of the traffic problems that comes from Arima straight on this road. We hope that it alleviates that problem.
Tell us, describe for us exactly what is the Valencia traffic like?
Well, nobody don't know what is the problem with the Valencia traffic because the traffic will start from the highway road coming up, and when it reach the Valencia junction, you're seeing it empty, no vehicles, no traffic on the way up, no traffic, nothing like that.
The opening of the link road will be happening soon from linking Antigua Road to the Eastern Main Road. How do you feel about that, and do you think it will lessen the traffic?
Yes, I think it will lessen the traffic due to the fact that the people, the traveling public will use that route to go to San Grande. They'll use that route to go to San Grande. So I think that it will lessen the traffic.
So some views here from the residents in Valencia on the opening of the soon-to-be open link road. Lots more. Right here you're looking at CTV's WeTV. This is the site of work being done by the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure on the Southern Main Road. And lots happening here. I have with me Mr. Hayden Phillip, who is of Pure. It's the second Hayden Phillip, not the first that we interviewed earlier on in early episodes. Hayden, how are you doing?
I'm all right.
Tell us exactly what's happening here right now.
All right, well, the Southern Main Road project really came about as a result of the extensive queues of traffic that we had along the main road, right? You would find during peak hours and other times during the day, we had congestion at the Washington Junction, both east and west of it, as well as far as the Canuth Bridge by the roundabout, right? So our attempt here really is to try and ease the congestion, considering that part of the strategic function of the Pure unit is traffic management implementations. We try and see if we could improve the accessibility to the areas, both to the central region as well as far south.
This is obviously a sensitive area because there are residents in the area. Is this going to be done in phases?
Yes, it is. Currently, the phase that's ongoing is that we're doing most of the new works on the south side of the road, right? At the end of it, we will be transferring traffic to this end where we rehab the existing Southern Main Road. At the total completion of the project, what we'll have are 2 lanes of traffic heading both east and west, shoulders in either directions, and they'll be separated by roundabouts along the way to ease the flow of traffic.
Very cool. Traffic is obviously the common denominator everywhere in TNT. I just want to ask off the record, not off the record obviously, but do you think, how much will this help in terms of traffic?
For one, we do think it will help a lot. It will ease much of the traffic at the major intersections, as I mentioned, both being the Canuth Bridge as well as Washington Junction, right? But beyond that, we designed the route to accommodate the expected traffic volumes that we anticipate will come from the Motor Vehicle Authority, or MVA, right? So we do believe that there are a lot of benefits to be had, as well as increased road user safety, and to help strengthen the economic benefits of the area as well, because cars will be more willing to come and stop and whatnot.
Any good feedback from the residents of the area?
So far, they've all been positive about it, but each project is unique and that brings its own set of challenges.
Very awesome. Great work. Thank you so much, Hayden. Fantastic. This is the Southern Main Road. Work's being done here to be done before the end of the year, according to Hayden Phillip of Pure. He's one of the project engineers here. So a lot is happening here in TNT to alleviate traffic at the end of the day. Let's go right back to studio with Taromi.
Thanks again, Reagan. Now don't forget, I will be live on set later in the program with the Honorable Dr. Suraj Ratan Rambachan, who will be taking your calls and addressing your tweets live on set. Don't you touch that remote now. See you on the other side.
Welcome back to WeTV right here on CTV. My name is Reagan. We are at the Charlieville pedestrian overpass, which actually started construction by Pure in March 2014, earlier this year. And I have with me Sherraine Alexander of Pure, who is one of the project engineers on this project. Hi Sherraine, good to see you again.
Hi, nice to see you.
So, give us an update in terms of this overpass.
Okay, well, we are about 95% complete. As you can see, we have 2 ramps on both sides of the highway, and the main structure, which is a truss, bowstring truss arch structure. The last thing to be done is installation of a canopy, which will see security fences put up on both sides of the walkover, of course, for pedestrian safety. And we're doing some extra works, laybys on sidewalks on the western side.
Sherraine, at first glance, it's not necessarily a residential area, lots of businesses around. What type of traffic do you expect here at this overpass?
Well, yes, as you're right, we have lots of businesses in the area, so people commuting to and from work, every day. We also have the Diwali Nagar side, which every year, we have many pedestrians visiting. We have development coming soon to the north of us, UE school, and there's development earmarked for this area.
Sherraine, what type of feedback have you been getting from those in the area on the overpass?
Well, not directly, but I believe everybody would appreciate something to safely cross this very busy 6-lane Uriah Butler Highway on a day-to-day basis.
There's definitely been a point where there have been some accidents in the past, unfortunately.
I mean, unfortunately, every year we have a few people dying, attempting to cross this very busy highway.
Of course, such a much-needed overpass because it's been the site of quite a few accidents in the past, unfortunately. Thank you so much to Sherraine Alexander, project engineer at Pure at the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure. It has been so amazing here for the residents of Caratal, well, 1, 2, 3, we're at Caratal number 2 right now. And I have with me right now Pure engineer Saran Robinson, who was in charge of the roadworks. Saran, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
Now, explain to us exactly what you had to do here.
Well, the roadworks we've done here, slope stabilization, drainage works and so on, was to upgrade the road here because it was almost impossible for most of the residents, and over a period of about 2 years, Pure has been systematically doing these upgrades and this rehabilitation work. And so now from Claxton Bay to Whiteland, there is smooth good road for residents to use to get to Whiteland and other environs east of Gasparilla.
You say the road was impossible, but paint us a more clearer picture. When did this start for you and how long did it take? And get specifically in terms of what had to be done to make the road look as it is right now.
Well, personally, I worked on the roadworks projects primarily, and so that would have been in 2012. Prior to that, 2 other engineers in Pure, one, Mr. Mark Cooper, was very instrumental in getting all the retaining walls designed and built and supervising that. And all those were done, I think in excess of 20 retaining walls, and of course all the drainage works accompanying that. And then of course I came in to supervise the roadworks projects. 5 different contractors did the roadworks on all these roads that link Claxton Bay to East Gasparilla and Whiteland area.
Teamwork up here.
Yes, definitely.
Final question, are you guys completed and are you happy with the result?
Yes, I'm very happy with the result. I myself benefit because I have family that lives in Whiteland, and so it makes it very easy for me to go and visit them. And I believe that pretty much all the work has been done here. There's been nothing else that has to be done to connect Claxton Bay to Whiteland. One more thing Pure is doing is we will be doing some upgrades at the Claxton Bay ramps. As you can see, there's some failures there, land slips and so on, and so that is actually being designed and estimated for construction in the near future.
I have to tell you guys, we've been welcomed so warmly here in Caratal, and one of those persons who was responsible for that is Mr. Bharath. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, I appreciate and welcome the crew to our community. Such a wonderful place to be.
Definitely. Now, what do you do here and how long have you been living here?
I've been living here all my life. For the past 42 years, I've been living here, and I'm happy and proud to say that I like it.
Give age, huh?
Yeah. I don't mind.
So what do you do here?
I'm the president of the village Macaulay Hermitage Village Council. For the past 28 years, I've been doing voluntary work, small businessman in the area, and also with other agencies. So I enjoy being part of this community.
Your ears are on the ground then, basically?
Definitely, always.
So give us a sense of what were residents of the area asking for before the roadworks were done?
Well, seeing that I'm part of this community, for the past 30 years we've been begging, not only for a road, a lot of infrastructural work, pipe on water, street lights, recreation area, you name it, we wanted it.
And of course, you can't get to any of those things without proper roadworks.
Definitely. And as you can see, we got it in just 30 weeks, we started to see results happening in this community.
As I'm involved in the family business, a family printing company, and prior to 2010, I could tell you that there was a lot of adversities as regards to my business. In that, as you can see it at the back of you, there is containers used to come here and heavy trucks, and there was no means of getting these containers and trucks into the area because of the roads. The roads was virtually impossible. It was very narrow. There was a brake line right through, so it was really, really hard.
How did your business survive before 2010?
By dedicated customers and hard work and good stuff. That much I can tell you. Without those three, I would not have been able to survive. And since then, I must say, being a businessman, and not only myself, but the other businesses in the community, we are very grateful to the Honorable MP for stepping in and making the roads for us possible and making it where our business can stay alive and now prospering further and further.
What do you think of the new road, Reagan?
We are proud about the new road. You get pretty road, they paved it. And you could go right around, ride bicycle. Children could sit down too and drive the little motor car.
So tell us exactly what was this neighborhood like before the road?
Well, it didn't have roads and you couldn't pass with vehicles and things.
Yeah.
Like when you go grocery and stuff and you start walk, chop out and walk. And thank God vehicles could actually pass something now.
So we gave you insight on just some of the projects that the Pure unit is currently working on. After the break, I will be on set with the Minister of Works and Infrastructure and Pure Director Hayden Phillip. Call us on 622-4141 extension 4, or you can tweet your questions to @MOWIGOVTT. WeTV will be back soon.
So this is an excavator. This weighs 20 tons. And the boom, which is the long arm you see here, can lift as much as 500 pounds.
Welcome back to WeTV, making a difference in your community. And as stated, with me tonight is the Minister of Works and Infrastructure, Dr. Suredratan Rambachan, along with Mr. Hayden Phillip, Director of the Pure Program. So let's dive into the thick of things. As seen in tonight's episode, the Ministry is doing fantastic work through its Pure Program within the various communities throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Just to name a few, we have the Arouca Dabity bridges, the Valencia bypass, and the Charlieville walkover. Is there any upcoming work earmarked to commence or has commenced in the Endeavour Chaguanas or the vicinity of Price Mart?
Yes, at this point, we have already broken ground at the Price Mart area. What basically we're doing on a daily basis, anybody traveling to South would see all the traffic back up on the road to the Valley Naga into Price Mart. People wishing to get to Price Mart, Endeavour, Enterprise, Lanch Park, all have to go along that road. What we are doing now is building an alternate route for them. So we're going to bypass Price Mart at the overpass, and there will be a roundabout which will take people going into Endeavour, Lanch Park, etc. So they don't have to go and meet with that traffic going into Price Mart. So we already broken ground, and within the next 3 months, there will be a lot of relief in that area.
Great. So things are concentrated, allowing easy access. Minister, any input on that?
Yes, and it is quite a welcome addition to the infrastructure. On the other side of the road, going north, we are also looking at creating exit from the Mulchan-Suchan road onto the north lane of the highway, so that you also would not have to go in the area of Medford and the flyover, where there's also massive traffic jams at almost all points in the day.
And as well, so many roadways, they're being improved as we speak, either widened or paved. And speaking of paving, on the Churchill Roosevelt Highway, we're also hearing about something called cold-in-place recycling used in the developing of the nation's roadways. Would you care to elaborate on this?
Sure.
Cold-in-place recycling. Never heard of that before.
Basically, it's a new technology. And in Pure, we try to use innovative technology. We can't work the same way over and over. Normally, the traditional way you would normally repair a roadway is to come, excavate, mill out this whole material, and you will throw it away. Basically, what we try to do is use that in situ material. So what you're doing is a lot of savings because our quarries are already to its limit. These aggregates are non-renewable. So you have a savings from a environmental point of view. Less aggregate from your quarry, all the energy savings, energies for blasting, transportation, your trucking, even your truckings on your road, damage your road while they come from the quarries. With this cold-in-place recycling, what we do is we will analyze the road, see the strength of it, in a layman's term, see the strength you want to get to. But basically what we look at is the SN number, right? So normally for a highway, you're looking for something like ISN number 5, which is the strength required to take these sort of heavy vehicles on your road. So what we do is do testing, see the present strength of the road, look for that future strength you want. And based on that, we then do our design. So if you see the cold-in-place recycling taking place, we add whatever is necessary to bring that road up to strength. So on the existing roadway, you would see us laying cement, lime, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, whatever the design has called for. And then this big equipment, they will come and they would start to rotate the in-place material with the new material we had. At the same time, foam bitumen at a certain temperature will be applied, and when you finish, you have that surface. Another advantage to this is, immediately after that surface is done, vehicles can run on it. Now, in the old traditional way, you have big gaping holes, you have a lot of excavation, it's dangerous, traffic. So like recently we did the Beetham Highway and we did cold-in-place recycling at nights. So at one night we would do the recycling, the next night we would pave. So besides saving on energy, saving on the future of our environment, it's more economical and it's also more efficient, less time and that sort of stuff.
So a major focus on saving resources, etc. Minister, you want to touch on that?
Well, Hayden might want to tell you also about the Rivulet Road that we have started. That is the road linking Point Lisas roundabout to the Point Lisas estate. That road has not been repaired for maybe 10, 12 years. And it's a road that bears very heavy traffic on a daily basis, especially the heavy trucks. And that work has started and it will be completed by the first quarter of next year. It's extensive work in terms of rehabilitation also of the existing road.
Great. Viewers, don't forget, call us, share your thoughts, ask us questions. 622-4141, extension 4. And right now we have a caller from Claxton Bay. Hello, Claxton Bay.
Hi, good evening. This is a call to Mr. Rambachan. There is a lay-by that is on the both north and southbound lanes of the highway. How soon is that going to be open?
Thank you for the call. What happened there, as you'll recognize, we needed to make sure that the street lights, the highway lighting was in place. As you would have noticed, 2 days ago, the highway lighting was put up finally because we had to move the posts from the roadway where it was and put it more to the side. And tomorrow, we are making arrangements to remove the barriers, and by weekend, you're going to have the use of that exit from Macaulay onto the highway, and on the other side, from coming down, going south, entrance into Macaulay from the other side.
Great. Also, in tonight's episode, we see that your ministry has been the first in the Caribbean region to implement the cable-stayed pedestrian overpass at Maloney. As well, they're using the bridge in a backpack methodology at Sumani Trace. Tell us more about that and why those advancements in technology being used.
With respect to the bridge in a backpack, it's a new technology. The advantage is not just a bridge in a backpack. As the word bridge in a backpack means, now most of our bridges that fail is in rural areas. Now to get to those bridges, you have to pass through narrow road, other narrow bridges dilapidated. So to get cranes and big equipment to there, you may damage 4 bridges trying to fix one. So you had to find some new technology. And this bridge in a backpack is where you have this lightweight fiber carbon composite, right? Where we use, it took about 7 days to install after the foundation. And it's very lightweight, so you didn't have to have these big equipment, cranes and trucks. And the biggest equipment was a concrete truck. And if you remember sometime in Matlot where they was going to fix a bridge, where the crane collapsed into the river, I think somebody died or something with the bridge. So these sort of technology, new technology are introduced for situations like this, all right? With respect to the walkovers, if you look at the walkovers we built over the few years, just square, trap, concrete. They say engineers don't look at beauty. And so what we try to do with the CHARLIEVILLE walkover by the Wali Naga, I see it's very beautiful bowstring type. When you go abroad, that's the sort of stuff you see. And also at the Maloney, where you see we have the first cable stay. So these are things that would remain as a legacy to the country when people come to see such.
So not only structurally sound, but also appealing to the...
Yeah, I mean, it has to be aesthetically pleasing because, you know, you're driving there every day. So when you look at it, it's a work of art. And that's why almost all the overpasses are being done differently.
Great. We have Arima on the line. Hello, Arima.
Hello, good night.
Good night.
I was in this program. I'm very interested in working on. But I have a problem because I was visiting a cousin of mine in Urupoon. And the entrance road to Urupoon is very narrow because while I was driving in, a bus was coming out and I almost had to go to the edge, to the drain. And the road has a lot of potholes. So if they could probably put box drains and widen the road, that would be fine. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. We did make a visit to Urupoon about 3 months ago with the Member of Parliament, Mr. Prakash Ramadan. And we have identified some box drains to be built there. Contracts have been awarded for the box drains, and work will in fact start. Following that, of course, we will look at the paving of the roads. We always like to do the box drains first, the concrete works. Otherwise, the road will just collapse on the edges again. So, you know, and then it's double spending, as it were. So we try to do that. So I believe it's 8 projects that we have awarded tenders for. That's through the URP program, which is now a very effective program under the Ministry of Works to do that area.
And while we mentioned those benefits of the European in our last episode, Minister, we have a tweet. The La Hawkett Road in Glencoe, is there a chance for rehabilitation for that road?
Yes, we want to work with WASA before doing that. You know, there's a lot of problems with the lines, and so we are having talks with WASA at the moment. So once they clean up the lines, then we will come in. But in the interim, some patching and to make the road passable will be done.
A lot of linkages with WASA and communication.
Well, we try at all times as far as possible to ensure that WASA does its work before we go and pave. And, you know, we are having some challenges with them at the moment in terms of the way that they are rehabilitating the roads or resheeting the roads after, you know, they come and dig up. And what we have now done is that we have given them new protocols and standards which must be met. Because we get a lot of complaints about, you know, we have done a nice road, or there's an existing road and WASA has come and dug it up, and they are doing a poor job of resheeting. So we have entered the picture now with our own engineers and will have direct supervision over the quality of work that those companies whom they hire to do the resheeting, the kind of work that they do. You know, Hayden will tell you that we are very serious about the quality of work that is being done. And I will allow him to tell you that he brought in 20 contractors recently and read the Riot Act to them, actually terminated a couple of them. And in one case, Hayden, you want to probably talk about the 52 piles that a contractor did.
What happened is we have something like 1,500 contractors applying for work in PO. Can't just give only large contractors, so we try to accommodate. But you have some people coming into the construction business and they're just not ready. We pay based on specifications. certain qualities must be kept. So what we have been doing, besides our engineers and technicians, we are monitoring, testing materials and so forth. Now you have some contractors who want to do shoddy work. Like for instance, if we're going to allow a contractor to put down concrete, you have to get our permission. We must know where you're buying the concrete from. It must be a reputable plant. We also take tests. This gentleman, he knew he's supposed to call before. He went ahead on a Sunday and he put down 52 piles. 52 piles is a lot of piles. So we asked to see the dockets of the slips, whatever. I want to go into details, but we couldn't accept none of the piles. But that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay? And we are appealing to contractors. I'm glad that we're on this show. Don't try it's not going to be accepted. You know, you do the proper thing because we are paying you to do the proper thing. Exactly. You know, and then not only that, we can't continue spending taxpayers' money building walls or things that is falling apart or not lasting the duration of the time it's supposed to. So basically, another one on John Street in Montrose. Yeah. He came out on Sunday without no supervision. He didn't tell anybody he was going, which he's supposed to do. When we check the blocks supposed to be infilled with concrete, steel in every core, no steel in the core, a piece of steel. You have a lot of these guys trying stuff, but I must say, we have almost, 500 and something contractors have been working with us to date. People are learning and understanding that do the right thing the first time.
It's not only about wasting taxpayers' money, but lives are at stake. Safety is an issue.
And what we also do, we insist now that contractors have a sign-up according to our standards and specifications, in which the name of the contractor is identified, the agency, whether it's Pure Highways or what, that is also identified with telephone numbers, and the contractor's telephone number and name is also given there. So that you can contact us at the Ministry of Works and tell us this is the contractor who is working there and this is the problem we're experiencing. Just this week, it happened in a road in Princestown, Sahadat Road, I believe, where the residents saw certain kinds of work going on and contacted us. And that was the local government project, but we intervened also at the level of the local government minister and had the matter corrected. So, you know, we are encouraging a partnership between the communities and the ministry. Because we can't have our eyes and ears all over. In fact, Hayden alone, under the Pure program, has 830 projects going on right now. So that's 830 areas in Trinidad that he has work going on. And I haven't told you about the number on the highways or the number on the URP or what have you. So it's quite a tremendous challenge to keep your eyes everywhere.
Definitely. Valencia, do we still have you?
Yes, I'm still here.
Hello.
Yeah, I have a question for the minister.
Sure.
Yes, Mr. Rambachan, good night.
Good night.
Mr. Hayden Phillips. Well, I was one of the residents in Valencia, the bypass road that only have passing through Valencia. And well, I know you remember my name, the Villarreal family. The guy with the orange roof house that close to the road, that house that damaged in the construction of the road. And thus far, nothing has happened yet. So I just calling to ask, when would that be addressed?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, we are aware of that problem, and as you know, that problem has now assumed a legal, status, and therefore our lawyers will be in contact, or are in contact with the persons with respect to that. But let me just say that the ministry is a responsible ministry, and wherever we have had problems like these, we have resolved the problems, not just in terms of work that the Pure is doing, but even NIDCO is doing in all the areas. We get into private treaty negotiations with people and resolve these issues.
Speaking of engineers, so many of them, involved in the Pure. I'm hearing that the average age of the engineers, it's between 21 and 30. What is your philosophy on recruiting so many young engineers to your unit? I should have done my degree in something else.
What happened? The ministry at one time used to be the greatest consultancy design firm. We wanted to get that back. And Pure started off as just a road paving program. All we used to do is pave roads, not even build drains in 2003, 2004. But as we grow, we started to build. And we had a few young engineers that came in, and we built on that and mentoring and training, and we realized this is the way to go. And with the support of ministers like Mr. Chan and our PSs, they have given the young people a chance. As a matter of fact, most young people on the holiday time out of UE, everybody want to come Pure because they're seeing young people designing bridges, designing roads. You know, they just want to come Pure. I had about 10 trainees by me over the holidays, and every summer they are there and learning and they're trying to get there.
Developing a good solution to the brain drain.
Exactly.
I'm glad you raised that point. We have gone even further. Based on the success of Pure, and it was what we have done has been motivated by the success in Pure with the young engineers, we have now developed a mentorship program, a formal mentorship program. And we are just about to bring on board 50 persons in this mentorship program, a number of whom are engineers. And we are attaching them to the heads of the division so they can be mentored. So we deal with their development, but also with succession planning. So that's 15 new people coming into the ministry with their degrees in different disciplines, including engineering and management, project management in particular. During the summer, for example, under the URP program, we brought in 30 persons from UTT. And they spent 3 months with us. And what they did is that they, apart from getting field experience, they did designs of pavilions, they did designs of basketball courts, tennis courts, trains, and so on. So these 30 of them just finished their presentations. In one particular case, it was very exciting. We asked them to design a low-cost sports pavilion under $1 million. And you should see the beautiful design that, in fact, they came up with. So our next step is to build that, and they will be part of the building process also. So they'll see the value of their work to finish.
Good use of human resources as well. Do we have Princess Town on the line?
Yes, you all have Princess Town in the line.
Thank you.
Mr. Suratan Ramachan, good night.
Good night.
Yes, boss. You know me very well. I'm Mr. Harrypersad. You came to a week by Mr. The Pondit Trudai, Basu.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah, Mr.
Okay.
Mr. Yes. Yes.
That's many years ago, eh?
Yes, boss.
Okay.
You know me very well.
Tell me what's the problem.
Yeah, they have some landslip in this road, and just now we cannot pass. We will have to pass you from Bharath, right? I want to know what it is that you all is doing to rectify this landslip. It had an old Ministry of Works building, right? And it break down now, but the road is going into getting passable just now.
This is a Lengua Road, right?
No, St. Croix.
St. Croix Road, yes. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Well, we have a Bridges and Landslips program and a Bridges and Landslips division, BLT as we call it. And in fact, you know, it is very difficult to tell you which landslip we're going to attack and when, but there's a program. Okay. But what we try to do with this program, with the landslip program, is to ensure that roads are not cut off. And as far as possible, to tackle, you know, the large landslips,
major ones,
major ones. So we keep things passable while we, you know, do the other work. It's like Hayden was showing you in the Caratal area. There were 20 landslips to be done in that area. Some of those landslips, the walls as high as 40 feet. That is to tell you the challenge. So you're probably going down 30 feet below that. With your piles, so you're kind of 70 feet in terms of what you do and what you build. It is a very, very serious matter. Amazing. But I want to assure the gentleman that we're going to look at it, and I'm sure Mr. Mahadev or even yourself may have some on Sun Crow. I think we built something there recently.
Yeah, we did the first phase of the road, and I would laser drag there when we would sort out. Sure.
Great. Do we have Barack Paul on the line?
Yes, Barbara here.
Hello.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Good night to the panel, please.
Good night.
Hello?
Hello, yes, we're hearing you.
Yeah, good night. Calling from Bharath, Moshapur South. Yeah, I'd like to talk to the minister, please.
Yeah, you speak. Go ahead, you're speaking to me.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Don't listen to your TV. Listen to the phone. Go ahead.
Okay, I come from Moshapur South in Bharath, right? It seems we have a problem all the time. This road in Moshapur South is very, very bad and badly maintenance.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Nizam Baksh has in fact referred that road, Mushraf Road, to us.
Yeah, we did one side and I guess.
And please, Hayden.
Yeah, we did one side. As a matter of fact, the bridge in a backpack is in that area. Okay, so we have estimates for the other areas, so soon we will be doing something there.
In the new PSI.
Fiscal year.
Okay, great. In our last couple minutes, any closing words before we wrap?
I wanted to just introduce a matter tonight. I think that a lot of people don't recognize the matter about road traffic offences and the penalties associated with road traffic offences. And if I may borrow from a newspaper article and credit the Trinidad Guardian for it, Mr. Roshan Ramcharita, I think there are some things here that are very important. For example, how many people know that if you do not have an identification plate fixed to the front or back of your vehicle, you can be fined $750?
Well, this is that we know about the popular ones, driving with a cell phone, no seat belt, but these lesser
Just last night I was driving from Hindustan back to Chaguanas, and there was a vehicle on the highway without park lights, right? $1,000, that's the fine for that, $1,000. Or a vehicle without tail lights, $1,000. Do you know that if you reverse on a road for an unreasonable distance and the police see you or traffic warden, they can fine you $750? Improper overtaking on the left side of the road, $1,000. That happens every morning on the highway coming north. People go on the shoulder of the road and they're overtaking you on the shoulder of the road. Parking within 9 meters of a corner, $500. A vehicle without a horn, $300. Now here's an important one. Permitting excess sparks, smoke or visible vapor to come from a vehicle. You know, all that smoke coming from diesel vehicles, $1,000. And there are a lot of vehicles on the road in which people are transporting lumber and steel and so on, and it's projecting out on the road. And sometimes you see they're carrying these big tanks, and they're piling 3 or 4 on top of each other. Vehicle carrying excessive projection, you can be fined $750. If you leave a broken down vehicle on the road unattended, you can be fined $1,000. And here's an important one. We still have a lot of people getting their windshields cracked because people are not covering their trucks and so on properly with the gravel. You know, in my own driving history, I've had about five windshields changed because of that. And the fine for that is also, if you have a vehicle carrying unsecured load, $750. And here's an important one. Driving a vehicle with a child in the front seat who is 5 years and under, $1,000. I want to repeat that one. Driving a vehicle with a child in the front seat who is 5 years and under, $1,000. And failure to place a child who is 5 years and under in a restraint booster seat in a vehicle is also $1,000.
Good, so it all goes back to safety.
Safety.
Hayden, as we wrap up, any closing words?
Quick one. I normally have meetings with contractors, and I want to tell the contractors, pure have a mantra. Pure must remain pure. In pure, you don't have to buy lunch, you don't have to buy dinner, you don't have to offer anybody anything for work. The only thing that give you work is your performance. Performance is the only thing that will give you work. So we want to get that culture out of contractors, that thing to come to look for work. You must pay somebody money or you must give somebody a bribe. Pure. We want to keep it pure.
Minister, as we closing.
Congratulate Pure, congratulate Hayden and his team of young professionals.
Okay.
Since May 2010 to September 3rd, 2014, they have done 1,832 projects at a cost of $3.93 billion.
Minister, we'll carry on with the figures in next episode. Thank you, Hayden. Thank you, Minister Ramachan. See you guys next week. Stay safe.